Welcome to week number 3. We're halfway through the course. Congratulations on making it this far and also on your performance with exam number 2. And I hope you enjoyed exam number 2. We took a little bit of fun with exam number 2. Some of the options in the multiple choice were a bit ridiculous, but I thought we would try to have a little fun. Week number 3 is a tough climb because we are going to actually provide you with the technology for proving any standard form categorical syllogism, regardless of the content. And also, we're going to give you the technology to prove the validity of any propositional logic syllogism, regardless of the content. Because the first stage in developing the mastery of sound argumentation, which is the technology of thinking, is to guarantee validity of our reasoning. If we don't have a valid argument, why should anybody listen to us? If others don't have a valid argument, why should we listen to them? So the first requirement of soundness is validity. The second requirement is that all the premises must be factually true. We will tackle that in week number 4, along with the technology of refuting valid and sound arguments. They're not the same. All sound arguments are valid, but not all valid arguments are sound. So this week, we first of all begin by presenting 2 methods of verifying the validity of any standard form categorical syllogism. Now, we only chose 5 of the 15 valid forms. There are 256 permutations and combinations of A, E, I, and O propositions in a 2-premise, single conclusion syllogism. And out of those 256, only 15 of them are valid. And out of that 15, we have only mastered 5. So if you have the time and the interest to drill down into the other 10, the book will help you to do that. That's why you have the book. It's all right there for you. So we're going to be, first of all, using the Venn diagram technique to show you how to verify that any categorical syllogism is either valid or invalid. The beauty of the Venn diagram system is that it is a graphic, visual way of checking your argument or anybody else's argument that's crafted in a categorical syllogism. Venn diagrams are named after John Venn, a British mathematician who invented Venn diagrams so that people could graphically see validity or invalidity right there. It's quite a remarkable thing. It's like an X-ray. It's like an X-ray of a body where you can see the bone structure. And validity in this case would be the skeletal structure of any argument. So we'll teach you how to use 3 overlapping circles and then to solve for validity according to the Venn diagram technique. Also, we'll present you with a more analytical way without drawing circles. Without any graphic display, you can simply, in your brain, in your noggin, you can actually ask yourself 6 rule questions to find out if a given categorical syllogism is either valid or invalid. And if any syllogism breaks any one of those rules or several of the rules, then, of course, it is proven to be invalid. So we'll have the 6 rules method. Then later on, we'll move into the methodology, the technology for proving any propositional logic syllogism to be valid or invalid. And we're going to examine the long way and the short way, because there is a short way to do it. The long way might get a little heavy in terms of the mathematics for some, but the short ways are much more effective. And we're going to be discussing the conditional proof for propositional logic syllogisms and also the proof by contradiction. If you can make a syllogism contradict itself, you know it's not a valid syllogism. It's pretty obvious that it's not. So we'll cover that. Now, all of this, all of week 3, including the exam at the end of the week, which we ordinarily do at the end of the week, all of this leads up to week number 4. And week number 4 is the holy grail of this course. Week number 4 will give us the technology to refute any valid and sound argument. Now you say, well, how can that be? If it's a valid and sound argument, how can it be refuted? Look, it's all in the definitions. If I change the definitions of terms in an argument, I can win that argument. My first day in high school debating class, my debating coach came in and he asked us, about 12 of us in the room, he said, who wins any debate? And we raised our hands, and one person said, the person who has the best logic. He said, no, that's not right. Another person said, oh, who has the best facts and evidence and data? He said, no, that's not right. He said, the person who wins an argument is the person who gets the other side of the argument to accept their definitions of terms. Right? Now, in our public debate, in our formal debate, we are constantly been told to look at evidence and look at logic. The truth of the matter is that the evidence that is given for the definitions of each of the terms of the argument is what's going to win the argument, the definitions. And so we'll look at the issue of making our definitions as precise as science and evidence can possibly make it. That's how you win an argument. That's how you refute an argument. And it's very helpful in guiding your own thought as a philosopher, as a thinker, as a lifelong learner, which you are, to discover reality, truth, goodness, and beauty, the 4 questions that all philosophy seeks to answer. So welcome to week number 3. It's going to be a vigorous climb. So apply yourself. And let's get ready for week number 4, which is the conclusion of the course, where we master the art of refutation. Right now, let's prove validity.